Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. This is Hoang Nguyen, the code expert. Before we get started, I want you to think about this. Failing a coding exam is not just about the exam fee. Yes, you may lose $400 to $500 each time you retake it. But more importantly, you are losing your time. Weeks, sometimes months of studying, preparing, and going through the material again. And not to mention, it can affect your confidence. It brings your self-esteem down and makes you start questioning yourself. That is why preparing with the right material and the right training is very important. In my book, RHIT Makes Simple, I focus on helping you understand the guidelines in a clear and practical way so you can actually apply them during the exam. And along with that, I will teach you my signature method, reverse analysis. This is a proven approach that helps you eliminate wrong answer, stay focused, and manage your time effectively when you are working through case studies. Today, I'm going to walk you through a few real exam cases to show you exactly how this works, so you can see how understanding the guidelines and using the right strategy can truly increase your chance of passing the exam. Let's get started. Let's talk about why so many students struggle with the exam. What you are seeing here is very common. You sit in the exam room, you look at the case, and suddenly everything feels overwhelming. You start second guessing yourself. You are not sure which course comes first, and you're not sure what the question is really asking, and time just keeps running. Most students fail, not because they don't study, but because they rely too much on memorization instead of understanding guidelines. They don't fully understand the RHIT guidelines, especially sequencing rules. They read the case first, get confused, and then try to figure it out under pressure. And many skip one of the most important steps, verifying in the tabular list. They also miss key instructional notes, like go first or use additional code. And without a clear strategy, time management becomes a problem during case studies. At the end, they may practice a lot of questions, but they do not fully understand why the answers are correct or incorrect. That is why they feel stuck and lose confidence during the exam. And that is exactly the reason why I want to help you fix this. Exam case study number 1. If you have been following me and watching my videos, you should already be familiar with my signature method, reverse analysis. That means you do not read the question first. Start by analyzing the answer choices. To be specific, focus on the first code in each answer. Now take a look. B and D both start with G51.11, so they belong to the same group. A start with C18.7 and C start with C78.7, so those are two separate groups. So now we have three groups based on three different first listed codes. At this point, I want you to pause the video, open your RHIT book, and look up each of these codes. Find out what each one represents. Please pause the video and look up the codes now. Assuming you already looked them up in your book, here's what you should find. G51.11 encounter for anti-neoplastic chemotherapy. C18.7 malignant neoplasm of sigmoid colon, and C78.7 secondary malignant neoplasm of liver. Now, after this step, you should already have an idea of what this case is about, even though you have not read the question yet. This is a cancer case, and your focus now is to determine why the patient is here. That will determine the correct answer. And only after this step, you should read the question or the operative report. Let's read it. A 58-year-old male with a no diagnosis of adenocarcinoma of the sigmoid colon with metastasis to the liver present to the infusion center for a scheduled chemotherapy session. There are no current surgical plans. The encounter is solely for the administration of chemotherapy. Now, based on what we just read, this patient has a diagnosis of sigmoid colon cancer with metastasis to the liver and is coming in today solely for chemotherapy. If you know the RHIT official guidelines or from my book RHIT Make Simple, you should recognize that when the encounter is for chemotherapy, then G51.11 must be listed first. With that, you can eliminate A and C right away. Now, B and D still remain. The only difference between them is that B includes C78.7 and D includes Z85.05. By now, you should recognize that Z85 code is a personal history code, but if you are new and not sure, this is why we always verify. If you look it up in your book, you will find that Z85.05 means personal history of malignant neoplasm of the liver. And based on the case, both the sigmoid colon cancer and the liver metastasis are active. There has been no surgical removal, and the patient is still undergoing treatment. So the history code Z85.05 does not apply. That leaves only one correct answer, and that is B. Z51.11 encounter for anti-neoplastic chemotherapy. C18.7 malignant neoplasm of sigmoid colon, and C78.7 secondary malignant neoplasm of liver. That is exactly why it is so powerful when you understand both the RHIT guidelines and my reverse analysis technique. Where you combine the two, it becomes almost impossible to end up with the wrong answer. If you are enjoying what you have learned so far, please go ahead and pause the video, click the like button, and subscribe before we move on to the next case. I really appreciate it. Now let's move on to the case study number 2 and apply the same reverse analysis method. Again, do not read the question first. Start with the answer choices. Focus on the first code in its answer. Now take a look. B and D both stack with T39.011A, so they belong to the same group. C stack with T39.012A and A stack with R42, so they are two separate groups. Now you have three groups with three different first listed codes. Remember, the number of different first codes equals the number of groups. At this point, I want you to pause the video, open the RHIT book, and look up the codes. Please pause the video and do it now. Assuming you already looked them up in your book, and here's what you should find. T39.011A, Poisoning by aspirin, accidental, unintentional. T39.012A, Poisoning by aspirin, intentional, self-harm. And R42, dizziness. Now, after this step, you should already have an idea of what this case is about, even without reading the question. Based on the code description, this case is about effort effect versus poisoning. Your focus now is to determine if it is poisoning, and if so, whether it is accidental or intentional self-harm. Now is the right time to read the question or the operating report. Let's read it. A 20-year-old female missed her scheduled dose of aspirin earlier in the day. Later that evening, she took an extra dose of aspirin. Shortly after, she developed dizziness and palpitation and presented to the emergency department for evaluation. What is the correct coding for this encounter? Based on what we just read, after missing a scheduled dose, she took an extra dose of aspirin. According to the RHIT official guideline, taking an extra dose of a medication, even a prescribed one, is considered poisoning. That means the T code must be listed first, and since she took it by mistake, that is accidental. So the correct first listed code is T39.011A. At this point, we can eliminate A and C. B and D still remain, and the difference between them is that D has an additional code, R002. After you look it up in the tabular list, you will find that R00.2 is for palpitation. According to the case, the patient developed dizziness and palpitation after taking an extra dose of aspirin. According to the RHIT official guidelines, we should report all manifestations associated with the poisoning. So R00.2 should also be assigned, and B is missing that code. That said, D is the correct answer. T39.011A, poisoning by aspirin, accidental, R42 for dizziness, and R00.2 for palpitation. I hope you got it right, and now you understand my signature reverse analysis technique. This method not only saves you time, but also helps you handle case or procedures that you have never coded before. You use the code description to guide you, so when you read the question, you are focused and precise. And that is the exact method I developed back when I was in college, and I still use it today. Now it's your turn to take the next step. Stop studying here and there without a system. Follow a clear step-by-step approach. Open your RHIT book, practice using reverse analysis, and focus on understanding the guidelines, not memorizing codes. Stay consistent, one chapter at a time. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe to support my channel. Share this video with someone who is preparing for the exam, and leave a comment to let me know what you want to learn next. And if you are interested, the Kindle version is available on Amazon, and the PDF version is available on my website. Before we wrap up, I want to share this with you. This is the very first review I received on Amazon, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for your kind words and support. It really means a lot to me to know that the book is helping you understand the material and get closer to passing your exam. And to the person who left this review, thank you again. You are the first reviewer, and I would love to send you a free copy of the PDF version as a small token of my appreciation. Please reach out to me by email at codingwithhoang@gmail.com. That's all for today. Thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who purchased my ebook, both on Kindle and on my website. If you are planning to purchase, I do recommend getting it from my website. That way, I will have your email, and I can send you updates, additional learning materials, and future content to support your study. I am also still working on CPT Make Simple. It will take more time because surgery and procedures are more complex, but my goal is to simplify it for you in a way that you can understand, learn and apply both on the exam and in real-world coding. And before you go, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe and share this video. Also, feel free to leave me any comment that can help me improve the quality of my content. I truly appreciate it. Thanks again for your support. And until next time, have a great day.